Tell me when you're ready. Ready to go? And it's Pecora now, driving down the left, crossing in. It's Foyts! 2-0. Game on here. Well, you're all very welcome along. We are here at Belmore Oval as the two teams make their way out onto the field. And we have the Australian Championship Trophy just in front for the two teams to look at as they go by. For Sydney Olympic, that's probably all they have to play for at this point in the season. It's preparation for the Australian Championship and contracts of places in that competition. Not so for the away side. APIA Leichhardt, they are still looking to finish second place on the ladder. That is where they sit at the moment, and a win today will absolutely guarantee them that second place on the ladder and a home semi-final. So as we step into this game, just reflecting on the season so far, 2025, the new powers rising, Northwestern Sydney Spirit won the Premiership. And then last night, Sydney and the University of New South Wales, I beg your pardon, have won the division below. They will play in the top tier next year, so teams from the east and teams from the north of Sydney. The new firm, as they might perhaps be called, are on the rise. And this afternoon we have very much the old firm, APIA, the traditional Italian powerhouse, against Sydney Olympic, the traditional Greek powerhouse. And as I said, we're going to bring you all the action live here from Belmore Oval. Kickoff is imminent. Photographers there just getting themselves set up. Our match referee today, it is the very experienced Kurt Ames. And his assistant referees, Thomas Galately on one side, Joshua Elser on the other, and Jackson Tippett will be our fourth official. So as they're tossing the coin and setting up, Michael Kuta will be captaining APIA Leichhardt today in the 21 jersey, and Adam Parkhouse will be captaining Sydney Olympic, and looks like they'll stay as they are, with Olympic playing from left to right. And so we'll bring you those teams right now. In goal, it's going to be Jack Gibson. At the back, you'll have Zach Zoricic, the experienced James Donaghy, experienced Ziggy Gordon, and Josh Hong. That is the back four. In midfield, it's going to be Seth Clark, Adam Parkhouse, Ten Quall, and Luca Bakura. And up front, Cyrus Demi and the red-hot Ryan Foyts. Absolutely red-hot at the moment, Foyts. 8 goals in 8 games and 6 goals in the last 3 games. So he is absolutely red-hot and keeping that starting lineup spot. For the away side, APIA Leichhardt in goal. It's going to be Oliver Kalach, who's been in goal for the vast majority of this season, and he's been imperious at times, Kalach. At the back, captaining the side, Michael Kuda. He's got Cameron Fong, Dredden Kelly, and their relatively new signing, Patrick Flotman, at the back. Then in midfield, and it's an impressive midfield quartet, Seiya Kambayashi, Rory Jordan, Maxim Kasalovic, and Franco Farinella in the 99 jersey. Up front, it's going to be Presley Ortiz and Jack Stewart. So 2 terrific sides. The form guide certainly favours APIA. They have been playing absolutely red hot these last couple of weeks. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. And as we are just about ready to start, the scoreboard on the far side is just about to kick off. And Kurt Ames gets us underway. David Feeney here at Belmore Oval. And we are underway. APIA looking to secure a second spot. Olympic looking to somewhat spoil that party. Now Ortiz picks it up and into space for Rory Jordan. Straight away, he's got Kuta there as well. Michael Kuta bearing down on goal. Barely 15 seconds on the clock, and first chance for an attack for APIA Leichhardt. Ziggy Gordon sweeps across. Danger not yet averted. Kuta still in possession. And he drops it back for Kasalovic. Kasalovic feigns the cross. Drops it back in for Kuta. Kuta plays it into space, but offside flag goes up there. Rory Jordan, the very pacey Rory Jordan in the 11 jersey on this near side. And we will have our first free kick. Just down below us here. Just look at the setup. It's a back 4, as you would expect from APIA Leichhardt. And then 4 in midfield, and then 2 up front, as you'd expect. But Jack Stewart just dropping in a little bit here. They've swapped things around a little bit, APIA, during the course of the season. Playing lots of wide players, people like Jordan. Denmead, of course, Jordan Segredo still out injured. But, Jack Gibson with his first touch of the ball, and Dredden Kelly. Looked like a little bit of an awkward fall there for a moment. Kelly to win that in the air, but he's recovered quickly. And that will be a good battle there. Kelly, the sizable Kelly. Doesn't have many players who are the same size as him, but he does today. Cyrus Demi and Kelly, that'll be a great battle. And Ryan Foyts there beside him, as we mentioned. Absolutely in red hot form. Foyts. 8 goals in 8. And looking to add to that this afternoon. Kuda with the throw. Jordan with the little flick on. Quall is there. Gets there just before Farinella. Working back hard. Olympic looking to get possession. No one really able to get their foot in the ball just yet. Let's see if Kambayashi can do that. He does, but muscled off the ball really well by Quall. Quall looking to find support outside, and he finds Parkhouse. Parkhouse back onto his favourite left foot, floats it in, but Kelly is there and does really well and gets the ball away. Only as far as Zaricic though. Zaricic finding Parkhouse again. Parkhouse into space, held up nicely by Josh Hong. Hong looking to win himself a corner there. Beats Jordan to the ball, beats Kambayashi. Ball has stayed in play. Beautiful little touch there from Kambayashi. Back to Jordan. And Jordan clears his lines. Only as far as Donachie. What's the time and space here? For the tall Donachie, and he finds Clark. Clark checks back inside. As he does so often, Clark very calm and composed on the ball. Finds a teammate in Foyts, gets the ball back again. Finds Zaricic, but he's closed down immediately, Zaricic. And through Kambayashi, they look to spread it. Not on the same wavelength there with Farinella. And so Clark now plays it in behind. To me, can he get there first to me? Kelly does well, gets a touch, gets a second touch. A third and a fourth as he brings the ball away. Still hassled and harried by to me. Kurt Ams brought his whistle to his lips there, but decided to play a sensible advantage as the ball was heading forward towards Jack Gordon. And now Clark. Battling for the ball, does well to evade Farinella. But can't evade the second APIA player. He steals the ball away just in the middle of midfield. And now it's Ortiz. Ortiz again. Looking to shape for a shot on the edge of the box, Ortiz. Stepping inside and out. Olympic player loses his footing there. As we've seen quite a few times this year with this field. Quite a few players losing their footing. Foyts now. Drops the ball off for Clark. To me, making a run. Clark decides to drop the head and go himself. And then drops it back out for Demi. And they're going to check back and build again from the back here, Olympic. Quite an open game. It's an interesting position here for Olympic. Can't get any higher than the 7th place that they're in at the moment. And so will they play with freedom? And they're playing with a little bit of freedom so far. And they find Parkhouse. Gets a touch. Plays it with his right foot. Parkhouse. His less favoured right foot, Parkhouse. And he's won himself a corner. Now, when the ball goes out of play here, when there's an injury, we're going to try our best to keep an eye on the other games. Lots of other meaningful games in the NPL this afternoon. Marconi, with a win, can sneak into second place if Olympic can win the game here. And, of course, a very, very tight relegation battle at the bottom. So we'll do our best to keep an eye on those other games. Now, here comes the corner. Floated in, just to the edge of the 6. Kept in well by Donachie. And there's Kambayashi. Takes a touch. Looking to get away from Hong. Can't quite do so because Hong has impeded him. Just stay down for a moment there has Kambayashi. Many people. APIA Leichhardt Player of the Year, and some would suggest Player of the Year throughout the entire competition, Kambayashi. Some great goals, incredible work rate, and some key performances as well in APIA Leichhardt's run in the Australia Cup. It's not for me to award that, but he would certainly be in contention for those awards. Now, Floatman drops it back for Kalach, pressured by Foyts, and Kalach gets the ball away, but just floats over the head of Cameron Fong there, out on that far right hand side. Very, very tall and sizable man, of course. The genes suggest that he's going to be tall and sizable, Oliver Kalach, but good with the ball at his feet as well. Tara said a little bit stronger with the ball at his feet than his dad, but not quite as tall, so swings and roundabouts. Now Ziggy Gordon directing traffic at the back, looking for Parkhouse to move, looking for Pecora to move. Now Pecora gets it, drops it over the top for the run, the eager run as ever of Seth Clark, but just a little bit too much on it. As we said, Olympic in their traditional blue and white, playing from left to right. APIA in their traditional purple and blue, playing from right to left. No wind to speak of. Absolutely perfect conditions for football here. It's warm but not hot, and barely a breeze to be seen. If you can see the trees over on the far side there of the field, barely moving at all, which makes for perfect weather for football. Now, ball played over the top. Game settling into a little bit of a pattern here. Olympic looking to play the ball early into the channels, left and right. Clark running hard, and APIA looking to do something relatively similar. And here's Kambayashi, floating and roaming all around the field as he does. Jordan takes a lovely touch and a beautiful back heel there from Jordan. Puts Kambayashi into a little bit of space. Kambayashi returns the favour. Back to Jordan. Jordan playing Ortiz in behind, and he gets a touch there. Ortiz does really well. He's got Kambayashi there in support. Chooses to find him. Kambayashi floats around one. Just drops to the edge of the box. Jack Stewart dinking the ball over the top. Can Farinella get there? Well, Jack Gibson was looking to get there. The ball just held up a little bit. Took a little bit of an awkward bounce from an Olympic point of view. And now Stewart playing the ball on the outside. But little tackle there. Let's see where the ricochet went. Well, the ricochet came off a blue and white jersey, said Kurt Arms. 50-50 call there for Kurt Arms, but he's beautifully positioned, as you would expect, of a referee of his experience. And APIA now. 7 minutes gone on the clock. It's Michael Kuda heading across to that far side. Captaining the team today, Michael Kuda, very experienced Michael Kuda. Played with Franco Perese and is now captaining the side under his guidance. And Kuda now, we've got a gaggle of players all right around the edge of the 6-yard box there. Kuda floats it into the near post. And it's headed away well by Ziggy Gordon. And one again by Kasalovic. Jordan takes a touch. Back out for Kuda. Kuda short for Kasalovic. Kasalovic goes for Jordan. Jordan with the shot. Just up and over the bar. Rory Jordan. I'll give you a little bit of insight here. I dropped down to APIA Leichhardt training on Friday night. I live just beside Lambert Park. And it's okay to say this now because the game has started, but I saw them practicing their corners, corner after corner, all going to the near post. They were packing the 6-yard box, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in the space between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. And the corners were all being driven into the near post from both the left and the right-hand side. And as we saw Kuda's corner there, it looks like that's something they're going to be trying out today. So we'll see how that one develops if they win some more corners. Now Kambayashi caught in possession there, slightly uncharacteristically, and now driving forward. It's Foyts. Stays on his feet, Foyts. Finds Parkhouse. Parkhouse just leaves the ball behind him there. And then Pecora loses his footing. But, they've retained possession well. Quall closed down by Farinella. And looking to find Pecora. Can't quite find him. It's been a terrific last few weeks for Farinella. For a player who predominantly is that holding midfielder who's looking to close down the opposition. He's gotten himself on the score sheet quite a few times, which we think would be a nice bonus for a player that's predominantly got defensive duties in the midfield, allowing players like Jack Stewart and Rory Jordan to press on. But, getting those couple of goals in the last few weeks, he'll be absolutely delighted with that. And also no yellow cards in the last 6 games, so 5 goals to his name, and hasn't been booked for 6 rounds, which for a player who has to make those team fouls on occasion. That's been terrific work from him. Now Kambayashi doesn't quite take it from the right spot there, and Kurt Arms calls him back, and so chance for a set piece here for APIA Leichhardt, and they do take it quickly in the end, and it's Stewart drops it out to that far side, finds Fong. Fong plays it short just for Stewart. Stewart cutting inside. Looking to find Farinella, can't quite find him though. Just finds Quall, who looks to make a rather elegant turn, but doesn't quite catch hold of it. Jack Stewart does catch hold of it, but just over the bar. 10 Quall looking to execute a bit of a balletic turn in the middle of midfield there. Didn't quite work, and almost gave Jack Stewart a shot on target, but just got under the ball a little bit. And 10 minutes gone now. Ball played over the top to be. Is he offside? He is now. Yes, indeed he is. Just on this near side. Our assistant referee, who I'm reliably informed, is Thomas Galatli on this near side. And it's Joshua Elster out on that far side. Well positioned there. It's Thomas Galatli. Flagged and then let the advantage play out just a little bit. And then, to me, went for the ball a second time. And so a free kick has been awarded. A few extra metres taken by Kelly. But Kurt Arms says, let's just keep playing, gents. And he plays it forward for Donachie. And forward again. Ball played into the middle now. Kuda contesting for the ball with Parkhouse. Parkhouse wins it at the second attempt. Another awkward bounce. We've mentioned this surface a few times. It's a rugby league field. And it does on occasion play like a rugby league field. A few awkward bounces. And, players losing their feet just a little bit. But let's see if Foyt can keep his feet. Well, as Kelly loses his. Clark has got to be inside him. Chooses to find Quall. Well, tries to find Quall, I could say, rather than chooses to find him. But only finds Rory Jordan. He plays the ball forward into space. And there we saw it just there as Foyt came forward with the ball. Kelly losing his footing on the somewhat slippery surface. But Olympic not able to capitalise on the brief opportunity. Just keeping an eye on the scores around the ground. Marconi in the lead. So Marconi 1-0 up against Sutherland Sharks. Sydney FC and Rockdale currently at 1-1. So Marconi haven't quite leapfrogged APIA just yet. They need Olympic to get a goal here for that to happen. But they're doing all that they can do. Marconi leading the Sutherland Sharks 1-0 at the moment at the Palace. Now Floatman spreads it outside for Stewart. Well, he's fortunate that he didn't keep the ball in play there, because he would have given away possession, but ball had already gone out. And so we'll have a throw-in out on that far side. And they find Seth Clark. Ball is played forward now for Foyts. Foyts looking to press. Just Hong. Now throwing out on that far side. 13 minutes gone in this first half. And it's Clark looking for the ball. And it's Foyts. Foyts picks it up. Foyts with a shot. Just over the bar. Well, was there a touch there? No touch there, says Kurt Ams. It's the most menacing moment of the game we've had so far. 13 minutes gone. Ryan Foyts lets fly. Score remains at 0-0. And so, as I said, we're going to go around the grounds here, keeping an eye on the scores. We've got the little Football 365 app in front of us here. We can confirm Marconi leading 1-0. And Sydney FC and Rockdale still 1-1 in a game that... not really decisive game there. No goals yet in the relegation battles, but we'll keep an eye on those results and those scores for you as they come. Now, Parkhouse. Ball just sails over his head, Parkhouse. And Apia looking to come away in transition. That's Rory Jordan. He's got Kambayashi in front of him. Jordan chooses to check back inside. Drops it off for Michael Kuda. Kuda has the ball stolen from him by Quall. Quall now can drive forward. Got to be in front of him, or he can go himself. Quall. He's got support out on the outside. Interception there by Josh Hong. They've turned it over almost immediately. To me again for Parkhouse. Down he goes. Parkhouse maintains possession. An advantage was played there by Kurt Ams. No advantage accruing. Another turnover from APIA Leichhardt. And City Olympic have got it again. And they come again with Ziggy Gordon. And he's got Pecora. Pecora looking to dance inside and outside. Finds Clark. Pecora picks it up again. Short for Foyts. Mass ranks at the back there for APIA Leichhardt. Really flooding that defensive third. And Jack Stewart with a chance to break. Stewart evades Quall. Drops it outside for Fong. Fong looking to get around the outside there. Drops it back for Stewart. Not much to aim at in the box. Stewart just got Prezi Ortiz there, but he's got Kambayashi coming short. Kambayashi takes a touch. Shot blocked. Well, Ziggy Gordon did really well there. Kambayashi with a darting run into the box. Took a lovely touch. Looked like he'd evaded the defenders there, but couldn't quite pull the trigger. And now Farinella picks it up again. Drops it outside for Jack Stewart. Jack Stewart. Shot driven in, but blocked away by Zarcic. And it's going to be a throw-in. Out on that far side. One back almost immediately. But given away almost immediately. Kambayashi drops it short for Jordan. Jordan just stands on the ball a fraction as he's looking to shape for a shot. Still maintains possession, Jordan, though. And drops it in for Ortiz. Ziggy Gordon gets a little telescopic leg in there. Parkhouse looking to close down Ortiz. Ortiz drops it back for Kuda. And Kuda in turn back for Flottman. Flottman again for Kuda. High press here from Olympic. Parkhouse does enough to block the ball away from Michael Kuda. Now, lovely throw in. Kuda finds Ortiz. Ortiz drops it off for Farinella. Farinella looking to pull the trigger there. Can't quite get it away, but he finds Jack Stewart. Stewart drops it short. Played in low. Played away really well. Cam Fong looping around the outside there, supporting Jack Stewart. Stewart getting the cross in again. Quall doesn't quite affect the clearance. Quall. And still they can't quite clear their lines. And it's Kasalovic now. Kasalovic driving in the shot. Terrific full stretch save there from Jack Gibson. Absolutely terrific save there from Jack Gibson. Time and space on the edge of the box there for APIA Leichhardt. Labino Haliti will not be delighted with that. But Gibson did the necessary. And we will have a corner kick now. Seiya Kambayashi to take the corner. Now, same again. Mastranks just inside the 6-yard box there. Let's see if Kambayashi plays it in tight to the near post. He does indeed, very tight to the near post. And it's bouncing around in the box. Is it over the line? A scramble in there. Well, a rugby scrum almost breaks out in the middle of the 6-yard box. This tactic from APIA Leichhardt almost paying dividends. Kurt Arms, I'm not sure he had a great view of what was going on in there. And in fact, he's awarded a goal. Kurt Arms is in fact awarded a goal. No APIA Leichhardt players are celebrating, but strolling back to the halfway line, our Sydney Olympic, Kurt Arms has awarded a goal, and on 17 minutes, a very unusual incident there. But as we predicted, the ball bouncing around inside the box there, and APIA Leichhardt take the lead here, 17 minutes gone. We will have to review later on and see who got the final touch there. But pandemonium inside that 6-yard box. The exact tactic that APIA Leichhardt had clearly decided from their Friday night training session that they were going to employ. And it has paid dividends 17 minutes in to this first half. And APIA Leichhardt looking to cement that second place on the ladder with a most unusual goal. No players celebrating. No one really sure whether the ball had crossed the line or not. Of course, at this level, there is no magic watch for Kurt Arms to look down on to tell him whether or not the ball has crossed the line. But crossed the line it had. And so APIA Leichhardt take the lead. Now looking to respond immediately. It's Clark driving down that wing. Checks back inside. Finds Foyts just on the edge of the box. Foyts looking to evade 3 different APIA Leichhardt players. A ball still bouncing around. And Parkhouse gets the shot away with his less favoured right foot. So mass confusion there with the corner kick. The ball bouncing around inside the 6-yard area. Jack Gibson looking to bat the ball away. It did look from our vantage point as though it had crossed the line. A whistle, a shrill whistle from Kurt Arms. No APIA Leichhardt player claiming the goal. But, Kurt Arms pointed back towards the halfway line. I thought for a moment he was pointing for a free kick, but he was pointing towards the halfway line and saying that is a goal. So APIA Leichhardt in their quest to secure a second spot on the ladder and passage directly to the Premier League final. Lead us here, almost 20 minutes gone, by 1-0. Donachie still battling for the ball out in that far side. It's going to be a Sydney Olympic throw-in. Well, an unusual goal for an unusual game. Nothing from a league position point of view to play for Sydney Olympic. And so you always wonder in those circumstances, how will they play? Will they play freely because they have nothing to lose? Or will it be difficult for them to get motivated? And, it's erring more on the side of difficult to get motivated than playing freely so far. And as we approach the 20th minute, a little game summary. Quite scrappy. No one really getting their foot on the ball. No discernible pattern developing. A terrific shot from Ryan Foyts, the closest Olympic have come. And a scrambled goal inside the 6-yard box. The best chance that APIA have had, which led to our only goal of the game so far. Now, Presley Ortiz. Great little reflex shot there from Presley Ortiz. But Jack Gibson positioned really, really well. The Olympic now looking to play the ball out from the back. Donachie is pressed quickly by Kambayashi and Ortiz. Back to Gibson. Gibson floats it forward towards the halfway line. Kelly wins that duel against Demi. And Kasalovic looked to have won the duel there, but won it illegally, says Kurt Arms. And so we're going to have a free kick, which Donachie will take. Drops it across for Ziggy Gordon. Gordon short for Demi. And Demi looking to find Pecora there, but just got a little deflection off Rory Jordan. Still battling for the ball in the middle of midfield. Quall has got it, left it behind him just briefly, but finds Pecora. He's got a little bit of space in front of him, and in turn finds Parkhouse. Parkhouse for Clark. 2-3 defenders there, quickly onto the ball. But, they've given it away almost immediately. They've won it back then almost immediately, and then they've given it away almost immediately. Very scrappy first half. Now, Demi, can he get outside Kelly? Uses strength, checks back inside Demi, but Kelly recovers really well. It's a long leg in there, and drops it out for Donachie. Donachie drops out to the far side, played in low, but Floatman is there, and Farinella helps it out on the far side with another goal. Manly United scored against St George FC. And we might have something at Mount Druitt. I've got assistant here today with me. My nephew is helping me here today, Connor Dawson. He's going to be helping me with the around the grounds. And I'll get him just to check Mount Druitt and Spirit FC, suggesting that we have a red card there. So I will get my journalistic assistant, Connor, to have a little check there to swap over to that game. And let's see if we've got a red card. And do we indeed? A red card, Mount Druitt. Down to 10 players against the Spirit. And that is a game that Mount Druitt absolutely have to win. Spirit, who won the Premiership last week. Now, ball played over the top. Hong does really well, gets back there. Just back to the Mount Druitt game briefly. We do have a red card. Down to 10 men in a game they must win. It'd be interesting to see how the Spirit show up for that game. They partied late into the night and into the early morning by all accounts after their win on Saturday. They'll be wanting to save themselves somewhat for the playoffs. But Mount Druitt doing themselves no favours there with a red card. Now, APIA, they're not concerned about red cards at Mount Druitt. They're looking to add a second goal here as they drive forward. And it's Fong, but loose possession Fong. And now Clark, the ever-winning Clark, finds 10 Cole. Looks to go around Farinella, but can't quite do it. And chooses to drop it off for Gordon, who finds Bakura. Bakura drops it in over the top for Parkhouse. Parkhouse, lovely touch. And a second touch, Parkhouse. Great tackle coming in from Kelly. Just blocks the progress of Adam Parkhouse there. And he had Foyts outside him as well. And now Demi again, using his strength. Demi tries to shot it low. But, away and wide it goes. Still 0-0 between Central Coast and Western Sydney Warriors. Western Sydney Wanderers, I beg your pardon. They have been Warriors these last couple of weeks, trying to get themselves out of danger. But, Western Sydney Wanderers is the official name that they have. And so we'll go with that. Now, Jack Stewart drops it in. Farinella, he's got Jordan in an acre of space there, but couldn't quite find him. Farinella looks disappointed with himself there. Had Jordan in space and not loads of pressure on the pass. But Bull just held up, perhaps in this somewhat difficult pitch. And, Jordan, for his troubles, ran into space, didn't get the pass, and now gets the ball directly in the face. And, Kurt Am's suggesting that there was a handball in there as well. Rory Jordan suggesting that it caught him in the face. But, no cards being issued. It's a comedic moment there. But, Rory Jordan feeling the side of his face, suggesting that it caught him on the ear and not on the hand. But free kick awarded. 25 minutes gone in this first half. And Ziggy Gordon is shaping to take this free kick now. And he drops it forward. Demi is there, and Demi is fouled. And it's Floatman just reaching over the top there. Weather update. Wind is getting up just a little bit here. Seems to be favouring Olympic in this first half. And Demi there, pushing in, looking to get himself a corner. Just wins himself the throw-in. Wind getting up just a little bit here, coming left to right. But not a particularly strong wind, but slightly favouring the home side. As Luca Pecora gets ready to take this throw, drops it in for Clark, takes a touch to avoid Jordan. And he finds Donachie. Now it's Foyts coming ever deeper, looking to get the ball. Across for Ziggy Gordon. Short for Clark. And again for Parkhouse. Clark is short. Forced back there by the APIA Leichhardt press. Ziggy Gordon looks to dink it over the top for Cole. Can he get in behind here, Cole? Gets a touch. Kasalovic. He's looking for that little balletic turn again, Cole. And chooses to drop it back for his captain, Adam Parkhouse. Plays it into space. Clark started making a run there, Seth Clark. And then stopped. Just checking around the grounds. We've got another goal for Rockdale. Rockdale currently leading Sydney FC by 2-1. But Mount Druitt still 0-0. Now, ball over the top. Demi, beautiful touch by Demi. Just get a second touch there Well, Kelly gets it, goes down there under the challenge to me, but no suggestion of a penalty. But, that battle there has been fantastic. Kelly has been terrific. To me, has also been terrific. Probably even on the scorecard, to use the boxing parlance so far. And now Kambayashi looking to come away. Beautiful little back heel there. Leaves it for Jack Stewart, charging forward. Stewart returns the favour. Kambayashi, he's got Jordan at the back post. He's got Prizzi Ortiz at the near post. Sweeping across in defence there. The blue jerseys back in force, clearing the ball away for a corner. But what a beautiful little back heel there. Going at full pace. Seiya Kambayashi just leaves the ball behind him quite deliberately for Jack Stewart, who came charging onto it. Returned the favour, dropped it back outside for Kambayashi. And Kambayashi's cross is turned away for a corner, which Michael Kuta is going to take. Now Michael Kuta ready to take the corner out on that far side, one arm up in the air. Will it be into the near post again? It is right into the near post again, causing havoc there. This tactic, a very deliberate tactic. That's 3 corners, all 3 of them, right into that near post, whether the corner coming from the left or the right hand side. Friday night training being used to good effect. Now give it away. Foyts, can he break? The ball just didn't quite fall for him. Cam Fong recovered well. And now Jordan popping up on the right hand side. He's got Ortiz there. He's got Kambayashi at the back post. Donachie does really well. And hits the defender, and then down he goes. Just keeping an eye on Central Coast Mariners, Western City Wanderers. So Conor Dawson around the grounds. What's the score at the Central Coast Mariners, Western City Wanderers game?
It's still currently 0-0 in the relegation battle.
Still 0-0 there, 27 minutes gone. Going around the grounds with my able assistant, Conor Dawson. Thank you, Conor. He's doing his best to keep an eye on all the scores for me. Games going on at the top and the bottom of the table. And we'll try and bring you all of the happenings in those games as we see them. Now, ball floated forward. And there is Kelly and Demi at it again. Ball comes over the top. Well, hooked away just at the last moment there. Cam Fong does really well and then takes a lovely touch. And then spreads the ball out for Rory Jordan. Defending there for Cameron Fong. 14 games this season for Fong. It's a terrific return for someone who at the start of the year perhaps wouldn't have been favoured to be in the starting lineup, but has forced his way into the team with good performances like that. Good defending, working hard, super fit player as well. And he's done really well to force himself into this team. Now Kambayashi, little deflection, ball falls away for Demi. Now Demi driving forward, Demi driving into the box, takes a touch, just leaves the ball behind him a fraction. Demi looking to recover. Flotman does well and finds Kambayashi. Kambayashi back to Flotman, back to Kambayashi. Very cool, calm and collected. Finds Kuda. I beg your pardon. Now finds Kuda, who in turn finds Ortiz. Kuda going around the outside beautifully. He's got Jack Stewart over on that far side. He's got Farinella driving up the middle. Donachie is there. Well, Donachie just miscontrols it briefly. And then Jack Stewart gives it away. I beg your pardon. Jack Gibson, in fact, gives it away. And it's the other Jack now. Jack Stewart is looking to capitalise on that errant pass from Jack Gibson. Driven in low but headed away well. Well, Jack Gibson with the ball at his feet there. Almost gifted a glorious chance to Farinella. Found the opposing Jack. Stewart, that is, but couldn't turn it into a shot on goal. A dangerous moment. 30 minutes gone, just over 30 minutes gone now in this first half. Very even contest. No one really dominating possession. A very scrappy goal for APIA Leichhardt from a corner after 17 minutes. And we've got a goal. We've got a goal in the Mount Druitt versus Spirit game. Who scored the goal, Connor?
Spirit scored. They're 1-0 up against the 10-men Mount Druitt.
So Spirit has scored, and now back to live action here. It's Foyts just on the edge of the box. Foyts cutting in, tries in the shot, blocked away by Kalach. Blocked away by Kalach. Well, it's all happening. Marconi have got another goal. Marconi 2-0 up. So Marconi really pushing for that second place spot. And Mount Druitt down to 10 men and down a goal against Spirit FC. And, Olympic pushing for a goal here. Flick towards the edge of the box. Foyts can't quite get to it. Comes for Pecora. Bakura finds Parkhouse. Bakura inside the box. Jordan does well to get there. Shot comes in. Well, a half chance. A half chance falling to the last person APIA Leichhardt would like a half chance to fall to. Ryan Foyts snatched at it somewhat. And Kalach well positioned. The game opening up just a little bit now. 15 minutes or so to go to half time. And Sydney Olympic looking to do Marconi a huge favour here. And now driving down the far side. Foyts is in the middle. He's looking for the ball. Ball comes in. Demi takes a touch. Demi with the shot. Oh, a weak shot in the end there from Cyrus Demi. All the hard work done down that left-hand side. Zach Saricic it was, driving down the left-hand side. He had two options in the middle. He found one of the two. Demi took a great touch. Ready to pull the trigger. And just didn't quite connect as he would have liked. And from his point of view, a disappointingly weak shot. But again, he's positioned in the right place, Kalach, to make the save. But 2 chances in 2 minutes now for Sydney Olympic. They're coming back into this game. And now the ball comes across here for Jordan. A little head control, I should say, but Bakura sweeps in there quickly. And now Kasalovic, under heavy pressure there from Clark. Does well to find Flotman. Little touch for Kambayashi. Ball pass for Kambayashi. Looking to go outside Quall. Can't quite do it, but a terrific tackle from Kasalovic. The game has really livened up in these last 5 minutes or so. It's a bit of a phony war at the start. No one really pushing on, but the goal that APIA Leichhardt have really giving Sydney Olympic no choice. They have to push on just a little bit. Playing still to impress their coach, of course. Spots literally on the plane at stake for some of these Australian Championship games. And we've got another goal. Brings up to date with the goal, Connor. Who scored?
Marconi scored. They're up 3-0 against Southern Sharks.
Thank you, Connor. Round the grounds with Connor Dawson. Marconi 3-0 up. Now ball into the box. Prezi Ortiz looking to get there. Little touch from Ziggy Gordon. Felt that there was contact. A little push in the back, he felt. And we're going to have another corner. Another one of these very, very dangerous corners. And they're going to do the same again, as you would expect. APIA Leichhardt packing that 6-yard box. But nobody seems to want to take the corner. Well, now Michael Kuta, I think, has remembered, yes, I'm on corner duty today. And off he trots over onto that far side. And again, yet again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different APIA Leichhardt players. Right inside that 6-yard box. Kelly is there. Flutman is there. Ortiz is there. Jack Stewart is there. All the tall timber. And it has caused absolute havoc so far, this tactic of the near post corners. And here it comes again. Kuda driven in low. Flicked on by Kambayashi. Touch there from Demi. A heavy touch from Demi. And the ball has come straight back to Kuda again. And he floats it back in towards the penalty spot. Well, is there handball there? To certainly inadvertently come off the hand, or the arm at least, of James Donachie. But it was by his side. Kurt Dams had a perfect view of it there. And indicated that the arm was by the side. And yes, having a little word with James Donachie there, confirming that the arm was by the side. Good refereeing there from Kurt Dams, letting people know why he's made the decision. He did see that it hit the arm, but no penalty. Now, flicks across. Ortiz looking to get on the end of it. Flicked away. Quall finds Clark, and Clark finds Demi. And Demi looking to get into some clear space there. Can't quite do it. 10 minutes or so to go to half time. And Kelly, way too much on that pass. If we were playing rugby league here, that would be a 40-20 down into the bottom corner there. But, I'm not sure he's played much rugby league in his time, Dredden Kelly. And it's going to be a throw-in out on that far side. Can they get themselves back into this game before half-time? Seth Clark touches it back. A little bit of an awkward pass there for Ziggy Gordon. Chooses to clear it away. And Franco Perese gets it quickly. Finds Kuda, who in turn finds Ortiz. And we're going to have another throw-in. Drop back for Jack Stewart. Jack Stewart floats the ball in towards the penalty spot. Donachie is there and wins it well. And he finds Quall. Drops it back for Zaricic. And then played forward into space. Foyts looking to get on the end of it there. Pressuring Fong, but he does well again, Fong. And Kasalovic showing as ever. Gets it and drops it off for Kelly. He drops it back for Kalach. Go again. Finds Flotman. Flotman chooses to check back inside and works it all the way back to Kalach. Kalach again for Kelly. He's got a lot of space in front of him now, Kelly. He's got option short. He's got Farinella short. Chooses to drop it outside for Fong. Fong driving forward again in short for Kambayashi. Kambayashi, space in front of him, Kambayashi. Chooses to play it out here for Jack Stewart. Stewart, will he bring it onto his right foot? Here he does. Jack Stewart. But blocked away well on the edge of the box. Kasalovic gets it again. And good maintaining of possession here from APIA Leichhardt. Jordan down he goes. Advantage played. Kambayashi for Stewart. Stewart with the shot. Comes back off Call. Parkhouse and Gordon somewhat getting each other's way there. Gordon drops it forward for Demi. Takes a touch. 3 defenders there hurrying towards him. And the last touch does in fact come off Demi there. But, somewhat isolated there, Cyrus Demi. 3 players all around him instantly. Just keeping an eye on those scores for you. No updates, Connor. No updates to report. No updates as we were. We'll do the scores quickly. St George City 0, Sydney United 0. St George Saints 0. Manly 1. Sydney Olympic 0, Apia 1. The game we have here. Marconi 3, Sutherland 0. Sydney FC 1, Rockdale 2. Central Coast 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 0. Ball over the top for Presley Ortiz. Presley Ortiz looking to get on the end of it. Is the corner saved there? The corner is saved. Central Coast 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 0. Blacktown City 0, Wollongong 0. And Mount Druitt down to 10 men 0. Spirit FC 1. Now back to live action. Apia pressing again. Ortiz looking to get in behind. Donachie does really well there. And gives away a corner. Well, they would be wanting to give away throw-ins rather than corners because these have been very, very dangerous, these corners. And as Franco Paresi down below us finishes off the last of his water, his master plan, I'm assuming it's his master plan, is coming to fruition so far. These near-post corners, extremely dangerous. And it's the same again. Kambayashi is in there now. Kelly is there. Floatman has dropped out just a little bit. Kasalovic hovering on the edge of the box. Jack Stewart comes short. Slight variation on things here. Now corner still floated into the near post, but evades everybody. Kelly racing across now to try and keep it in. Can he get there in time, Kelly? He cannot. Just the 1 goal so far this season for Dredden Kelly. And he scored that in the first round of the season. The very first round of the season. So that would be a nice ending to the year. Goal in the first round, goal in the last round for Kelly. And if these corners continue, you think he'll be one of the people looking to get on the end of them. Now 5 minutes or so to go until half time here. Haven't been very many stoppages. 4th official there, Jackson Tippett, will I'm sure bring us up to date as to how much extra time there will be added on. 5 minutes of normal time to go in this first half. Parkhouse looking to play it forward again. Demi battling for the ball, but lovely touch there from Farinella. Evades two players in blue and finds Jordan. Jordan, lovely dancing feet from Jordan. But, again, every time a player gets the ball, 2-3 players closing him down. And there's a great tackle from Kasalovic coming across, stopping Clark from getting into any space. So a little skillful flick there from Seth Clark to bring the ball up for Pecora. Pecora finds Cole. And Pecora drops it forward. Parkhouse can't quite get a touch on it. Very strong at the back there. Patrick Flotman takes a lovely touch. Finds Kasalovic. Finds Jack Stewart. Spreads it out for Fong. Now over the top. Stewart going again. Stewart. Zaricic is there in close attention. Looks to turn Zaricic. Hong is there too in support. Dropped across now for Jordan. Jordan, who's got Kuda outside him. Uses him as a decoy, I should say. Looks to play it across. Just evades Kurt's arms there. And it's played forward now for Demi. If Demi can turn here, you would imagine he's got the pace to go past Kelly, but Kelly does really well. Holds him up, doesn't let him turn. But space now on this near side for Pecora. Pecora, he tries forward, but Jordan is there. Blocks off his path forward. And Presley Ortiz does likewise and forces Sydney Olympic all the way back now, 30 metres out from goal. He's rugby league markings that we can see helpful for the positioning. Now doing forward, Demi looking to get on the end of it, but not for the first time. Flotman sails across there elegantly. It's A real sort of fire and ice combination there. Kelly charging into tackles, winning the ball well in the air. And then Floatman is that sort of classic libero, sailing across, seeing the danger before it happens. Good little combination there brewing for this APIA Leichhardt team at the back. And they've got the 5 and the 6 jerseys, which again is super helpful for commentators. Now here is Kelly again on the ball with lots of time and space, no press really from Olympic, choosing to sit back just a fraction. And now Fong driving down that far side. Fong cuts it back inside for Jack Stewart. Stewart striking for a shot, it's blocked away. And Jack to Jack there, Jack Stewart to Jack Gibson. Gibson does really well and distributes the ball out quickly. Donachie just holding his knee there for a moment, coming back out. And we'll keep an eye on that as Demi battles again with Floatman, using his strength this time rather than skill, just to nudge Demi off the ball and play the ball out. Clark, great pressing from Farinella. And the turnover's on. Ortiz beats 1, beats 2. Can he get another touch there? Just slowed down by those 2 would-be tacklers. Presley Ortiz. And now it's Clark over the top for Foyts, patrolling the edge of his box really well there. Here's Oliver Kalach. Half time in the St George Sydney United game, 0-0 there. And, Michael Kuda, as he fell there, he is indeed. Flag goes up. Floatman not waiting around, just getting the ball going, keeping the game moving. Drops it off for Kalach. And Kalach hasn't played the ball long very many times. Kalach, 3 men pressing up from Olympic, and still chooses to play it short. Kalach, Floatman for Kuda. And behind that first line now, Kuda, so some space in front of him. Kuda chooses to spread it out to that far side. Jack Stewart. Ball just gets caught under his feet briefly. He comes again to Stewart, looking to find Farinella in space. Can't quite find him. And away the ball goes. 1 minute to go till half time here. As we see our 4th official, Jackson Tippett. I spoke to him earlier and asked him if there was a board. 1 minute. There we go. Thank you, sir. I spoke to him earlier and I asked him if there's no board, give me a signal, and he did indeed do that. So thank you very much, Jackson Tippett. 1 minute of added time. We will have, can't recall many stoppages at all, so that seems about right. Now back, Kalach pressed, closed down by Foyts. Demi is there. There he is again. Calmness in Patrick Floatman, and he finds Kambayashi, who in turn finds Farinella, who in turn finds Kuda. Kambayashi driving forward, chooses the option in for Presley Ortiz. Ortiz, closed down by Ziggy Gordon. A little battle for possession there. That's Cole. And ball breaks now for Clark. Clark driving forward, he's got to me. Kasalovic thought about taking him down there. Kasalovic, and he finds Foyts. Foyts getting in the half and a high. Stumbles briefly, Foyts. Checks back inside, looking to get the shot away. Gets the shot away. But comfortably held by Oliver Kalach. That has been the danger for Olympic. Getting the ball, driving forward, Seth Clark. Finding Foyts, finding Demi. And then looking to cut back inside onto their favourite feet to get a shot away. Any time that has happened, Oliver Kalach equal to the task, positioned well. Just the one shot that troubled him really, sailed over the crossbar. But the rest of the shots that he's faced, he's been well positioned. Jack Stewart is foiled there by Donachie, and then Parkhouse. And Parkhouse again, he's got Donachie making a foray forward. Parkhouse inside for Demi. 10 seconds or so to go till half time here. And referee just has a little glance at his watch. Now Jack Stewart looking to get on the end of it. And, the battle of the Jacks brings us to the half-time whistle from Kurt Arms. A very, very tight first half. The only goal after 17 minutes, a very scrappy one. Coming off a corner, that's been the main tactic APIA Leichhardt have employed. Corners to the near post with a 6-yard box packed out. And that very scrappy goal after 17 minutes is the difference between the two teams. And we will pause now at half-time with the score. The home side, Sydney Olympic 0, the away side, APIA Leichhardt 1. And you are very welcome back. We are here at Belmore Oval. We're going to have a couple of substitutions at the start of this second half. KurtAms, I'm not sure, has realised that the substitutions are about to happen. It is Conor O'Toole in the number 3 jersey and Michael Vakis in the number 7 jersey, who are making their way on for Sydney Olympic. And we do not have a fourth officials board here. Our fourth official down below us, Jackson Tippett, unfortunately does not have a fourth officials board to confirm who has made their way off. And so we will confirm as quickly as we can who has made their way off. And there is Michael Vakis charging into the action straight away down this left-hand side. And, looks like it is Cyrus Demi who has made way. So Michael Vakis is on in the 7 jersey. And Conor O'Toole in the 3. We'll confirm in just a moment who has made way for Conor O'Toole. And speaking of Conors, I've got an assistant here with me today, my nephew. Conor Dawson is helping me with the around the grounds, and we'll try and keep you up to date with the happenings at the other key games at the top of the table. And of course, the relegation fight. Mount Druitt looking somewhat doomed. A man down and a goal down against Spirit FC. Central Coast Mariners and Western City Wanderers 0-0 at half-time. Well, we're keeping a very close eye on the Central Coast Mariners Western City Wanderers game, because that looks like it is going to decide who is in the relegation playoff and who is staying in this division. Now, Ziggy Gordon certainly still out there. James Donachie still out there as well, but Donachie gives the ball away right on cue. And now coming down the middle, Farinella. I beg your pardon, it's Fabian Monge has also entered the fray for APIA Leichhardt with not quite as much fanfare as the 2 substitutes for Sydney Olympic. I saw him warming up, but he has entered the fray. And there is one of our substitutes, Michael Vakis, charging forward. He's come down, and he has been brought down by Cameron Fong. So we're going to have a free kick in a dangerous area here. They've taken it quickly. Olympic, Vakis again, dropping it back for Clark. Turns it inside for Parkhouse. Parkhouse turns really well. Parkhouse cuts it back towards the penalty spot. Ken Quall and Foyts were both there. And Zaracic needing to chase back. And he drops it back for Parkhouse, who has the sun in his eyes there. Adam Parkhouse, we said Monge is on. Farinella is still out there. Kasalovic also still out there. Now Olympic with Foyts. He looked the most dangerous player in that first half. Donachie first to the ball there against Kambayashi. Foyts batting against Kelly, pulls Kelly back there, and so it's going to be a free kick. It'll be Kelly against Foyts now, with Cyrus to me having come off at half time. And confirming Monge is there now. Just sitting back 4, pressing forward a little bit more now in that more usual midfield position where we'd expect him to be, Fabian Monge. Now over the top for Kula. Looks like it's Jack Stewart who has made his way off, just glancing around the field. So it's Monge for Stewart. Looked relatively lively in possession, Jack Stewart, but couldn't quite pull the trigger on a couple of occasions where he had a decent chance. And so Monge in the 19 jersey will take over in midfield, and they'll move things around just a little bit. Looks like perhaps Presley Ortiz ploughing a bit more of a lone furrow in this half. And there's Floatman again. He's been terrific so far, winning the ball really well. And he was fouled there, KurtAms appeared to suggest, but advantage played. And now Fong forward for Kambayashi, who will probably press on. And, we have another goal to bring you in just a moment or two. We'll just wait for a stoppage in play. And we've got another goal to bring you. And, we'll pause for a moment And we'll bring you that goal now. We've got a goal. Connor, who scored?
A goal for Sydney United in the 54th minute against St George City.
Thank you, Connor. Sydney United cementing their place in the playoffs. They had a terrific win last week at the death against the Sydney Olympic side. And, they've scored again, leading St George City by 1-0. Blacktown City and Sydney United battling it out for that 5th and 6th spot. They've been in 5th place for a time immemorial, it appears. Blacktown City, Sydney United, I should say, pressing them now. Sydney Olympic pressing also. Foyts gets the ball from Clark, drops it back for O'Toole, and O'Toole in turns finds Donaghy. Donaghy again, it's the ball, and just miscontrols it there, Donaghy. Looking to find O'Toole, can't quite find him. You can really see the sun in the eyes of the Sydney Olympic players in this half. Jack Gibson, in fact, has donned the baseball cap. And Ziggy Gordon is shielding his eyes from the sun. It's Farinella again with a terrific tackle. Clark felt like he was fouled, but great timing from Farinella. And now dinked over the top. Ortiz takes a touch. Ortiz with a shot. Blocked really well by Gibson. Well positioned there. Beautiful ball over the top. Stayed onside really well. Presley Ortiz bangs the ground in frustration. Glorious chance there to make it 2-0. Olympic stay in the game, and Marconi also stay in the fight for second place. Vakis driving forward. Vakis beat 2, couldn't beat the third defender. Foyts and Kelly come to blows there again. Not significant enough for a free kick, and there is Donaghy. He is pulled back, but advantage played. Presley Ortiz with the full hand of the jersey there. Game flowing a lot more freely now. And O'Toole drops it across for Gordon. And he in turn finds Hong. And Hong out on that far side for Zaricic. Is there a little bit of a jersey tug there from Zaricic? There is indeed. So Connor O'Toole has gone on. From our vantage point, it appears as though Luca Pecora is the player who has made way in the 15 jersey. So it's O'Toole for Pecora. And now Fong closed well by Vakis. Very lively Vakis when he came on. He's been very lively in these first couple of minutes. Looking to add a little bit of extra spark to this Olympic side. Trailing by 1-0. We're back off again and running. Central Coast Mariners and Western City Wanderers. 5 minutes gone in the second half there. And it is still 0-0. And another foul. Lots of little niggly fouls. Well, a little bit of push and shove. A little bit of a coming together of the heads there. That is very foolish stuff there. Kelly and Foyts, very silly stuff there. Let's calm it right down, says Kurt Arms. No need for that. And Foyts is still going. Oh. And now there is a yellow card. There was a very, very loud, an audible shut up there. I'm not sure who the comment was directed towards, whether it was directed towards the referee or whether it was directed towards Kelly. But, the referee brandished the yellow card in the referee is now taking out another card. Well, a little bit of confusion here. Kurt Arms is getting his notebook out. And in the midst of all of that, we're going to have a substitution. And Kelly, I think, is going to be the player substituted. Quite sensible refereeing there from Franco Perez. Kelly off. And the vastly experienced Sean Simmons on. Both players just appearing to lose the cool just a little bit there. Down the tunnel he goes. Dredd and Kelly. A few words exchanged with the Olympic bench. A little bit of silliness. And Dredd and Kelly off. Sean Simmons on. And Calm is restored. Not totally clear if it was Foyts who was on the receiving end of the yellow card there, or whether it was Kelly. The card was brandished by Kurt Arms in the general direction of both players. It may have been both of them who were booked, but peace perhaps restored with Sean Simmons on. Now, ball flicked in towards the 6-yard box. Kalach comes out, does really well. 10 minutes gone in this second half. We will surely have more drama of that nature. Farinella picks it up now. We've got another goal to report. We'll wait for a stoppage in play to bring you that, as Sean Simmons now looking to play it forward for Rory Jordan. When he finds Parkhouse. Ziggy Gordon, I beg your pardon, looking to find Parkhouse. Foyts turns. But, just a little stamp on the ankle there. And another yellow card brandished. It's Floatman there who gets the yellow card. And we've got another goal. Connor, who scored the goal?
St George versus Manly United in the 57th minute. St George equalised. And in Blacktown City versus Wollongong Wolves in the 53rd minute, Blacktown City are 1-0 up.
Blacktown City have scored. Thank you, Connor. So Blacktown City, they maybe will cement that 5th place spot that they've sat in for time immemorial. But you can expect lots of action now as we get into the latter part of all these decisive games. Teams looking to cement their position on the ladder. And here is Clark looking to get Olympic back into this game. Clark crosses it in low, headed away well, and then flicked away for Kambayashi. A little uncharacteristic miscontrol there by Kambayashi. Looking up the field, looking to find Presley Ortiz. And appeared to forget to control the ball. And now Clark has got it with support on the outside. Voices visibly raised now on both sides. That little coming together between Kelly and Foyt seems to have raised the level of intensity as Farinella comes across there, and Michael Vacas cops one across the face. Not deliberate, says Kurt Arms. Now let's get back to some football. Rory Jordan against Arachich has got Farinella inside. Finds Farinella. Farinella still going. Farinella inside the box. Still going. Farinella. And, they've won themselves a corner. Let's see if they follow this same tactic from the first half, which was extremely successful. Now they're winning 1-0. They don't appear to be sending as many players forward this time. Floatman, who was just booked, heading forward. Sean Simmons is there. And out on that far side, it's Kambayashi looking to take this one. Just Presley Ortiz inside the 6-yard box. So perhaps a different corner routine for the second half. Kambayashi, one arm up in the air, floats it in now to the back post this time. Sails over everybody's head. And Mount Druitt have an equaliser. 1-1, Mount Druitt and Spirit. Manly 2-1 up at Mount Druitt. Mount Druitt have equalised. No confirmation of the scorer just yet, but Mount Druitt, the 10 men, they're back in it. And, still 0-0 by the looks of things in the Mariners-Wanderers game. But Mount Druitt, if they come back and win that game with 10 men, Lazarus proportions in terms of a recovery. Now Rory Jordan finds Kambayashi. Kambayashi spreads it out for Farinella. Space to go into here, Farinella. And support outside, finds the support. Drops it back now. Kambayashi, short for Jordan. Jordan, is there a handball there? No handball. Jordan appealing for a handball. He's won the ball back really well. Kasalovic. Kambayashi. Ortiz. Kambayashi. Jordan. Neat interplay here. Finds Monge. Monge looking to spread things out a little bit. It was getting very congested there. And he finds Simmons. Simmons against Parkhouse. Parkhouse holds him up. So he drops it back in for Kambayashi. Back out again for Simmons. And again for Kambayashi. It's a personal game here with Simmons and Kambayashi. The ball just drifts out there. That far side, Zach Zarachich. Can't quite get it. Almost an hour gone here. APIA Leichhardt, a winner, a draw, guarantees them second place. That means that they will not have a midweek game. But if they somehow lose this game, which Michael Vakas is trying to ensure as he charges forward into the box now. Vakas looking to go around the outside. He's looking quite comfortable there, Floatman. We're going to have another substitution as it looks at things. It's just down below us, Alex Denmead. Looks like he's going to come on. And Jack Armson also. And, we won't have the corner. It's Tenqual coming off. And it is Jack Armson who will come on in the number 10 jersey. Corner taken quickly. Parkhouse dinks it in to the back post. Kalach, a little collision there at the back post. It, holds the ball up still, Kalach, and then bowls it out. So confirming Jack Armson is on. Tenqual is off. A little bit more attack-minded Jack Armson than Tenqual. Lovely little back heel there for Armson. Now got a chance to show his skills, and he finds Clark with a lovely little pass. Denmead yet to enter the fray. Ball given away. Kasalovic, a little glance behind him, sees that he's got a bit of room, and he finds Jordan. Jordan with those dancing feet of his holds the ball up really nicely. Rory Jordan, ball comes back again, comes into space. Jordan drifted into an offside position there. So Kambayashi holds up the ball, and now Kasalovic again for Monge. Back for Fong, back for Monge. Nice interplay here. Little training ground routine style. Can he keep the ball in play, Fong? He does indeed. Fong drives the cross in. It evades everybody. It falls now for Simmons. Simmons with the shot. Just a little miscontrol there out on that far side. Zach Zaricic had more time than he realised. Took a relatively heavy touch, and Sean Simmons came charging in, drove in the shot. And Ziggy Gordon did really well to block it. And we're going to have a double substitution now. It's Eddie Kaspers. Also, who's going to be coming on. So it's Kaspers and Denmead who are coming on. Kambayashi, who's going to be coming off. And also Kasalovic. Now another one of these dangerous corners. Floated into the near post again. Flicked on dangerously. But, ball just away. To another corner. So confirming it's Eddie Kaspers who's come on in the 22 jersey, and Alex Denmead in the 30. Kasalovic and Kambayashi who have made their way off. Still 0-0 Central Coast and Western City Wanderers. And still 1-1 Mount Druitt and Spirit. Now, Simmons, back post this time. It's like Denmead is trying to get there, does really well, holds it up. He's got Donaghy out there. Donaghy does well, gets the ball from him. Immediately closed down by Simmons. And, no foul there. Ball is turned over. Appy again. And, feverish tackling there from both sides. And, well, the ball is won there. And, well, no free kick. Labano Haliti up off his chair, which he hopefully leaves intact. Now, chance for a shot. Oh, just away and wide. Just away and wide. Well, Labano Haliti hadn't turned back to face the action there. After he fell, Kurt Arms should have awarded a free kick to the Blue and Whites, which they did not. The ball fell very invitingly just on the edge of the box. And it was Alex Denmead who let fly. Jack Gibson, I don't feel, had that one covered. Just evaded the post. And so Olympic live on. Marconi also live on. Their opportunity to move up to the second place lives on. They still lead by 3-0 against Sutherland. They need a 2-goal turnaround in this game. Now, free kick taken quickly. And it's Parkhouse. Parkhouse floats it in. Vakas looking to get on the end of it. Can't quite get there. Almost a little collision between two APIA players there. And Olympic have got it again with O'Toole. And Parkhouse. O'Toole making the overlapping run. Denmead is there. And, flicks the ball away well. Now, Foyt's looking to turn. Can't quite turn. And then the ball, well, it stays in. Parkhouse got a relatively lucky ricochet there. And he drops it in for Arbson. Arbson looking to drop it back towards the penalty spot. Farinella entering that sort of chaos phase now. 64 minutes gone in the game. 25 minutes or so still to go in this one. And you would imagine Olympic will press, and they're going to leave some gaps behind them. And here are they leaving some gaps behind them. Kaspers comes forward, turns nicely, spreads it out to that far side for Jordan. Ortiz into the channel. Jordan plays it back for Kaspers. Just playing 2, almost 3 at the back for Olympic now. And they're going to leave gaps behind them. And here is Sean Simmons looking to expose those gaps. He's got Ortiz calling for the ball in the middle. Simmons, nice little bit of trickery there with the feet. Just does enough to win the throw in. Out on that far side. Keeping an eye on these scores in the other games. Mount Druitt still 1-1. And Central Coast Mariners, Western City Wanderers still 0-0. We'll bring you any changes to those as they come. Now Flotman elegantly coming forward, but a little bit too much on that pass. And it just drifts out of play. (63-64 minutes gone in the Mariners-Wanderers game at Plume Park, which my good buddy Pete Pryor is calling and doing his very, very best to stay neutral. We know he's a Central Coast Mariners man through and through. He's also a professional, so he'll be doing his level best to stay neutral in that one. Now, almost a lovely turn there. A little pirouette from Clark. And he wins the throw, which O'Toole will take. And he drops it in for Armson. Lovely little flick from Armson. Fong gets there first and drives it forward, but only as far as Gibson. And Gibson now bowls it out for Ziggy Gordon. Sun in his eyes again. Sun didn't seem to be a particular problem in that first half for Apia, but it's come out from behind the clouds for the second half. And now Farinella finds Monge. Looking comfortable in possession here. Kuda just floats it forward. Well, it's just evaded that last defender. And Jordan looking to get himself into space. Didn't look too much danger in the pass there as it was floated forward, but Zach Saricic just got under it somewhat. And Rory Jordan looking to get into space. As the wind gets up just a little bit here, favouring APIA Leichhardt in the second half. And now it's Kaspers. Kaspers looking around the outside. Kaspers gets a touch. Evades Hong, but can't evade Ziggy Gordon. And they've won it back almost straight away. Ortiz, Jordan, beautiful back heel there from Jordan for Kaspers. Kaspers out that far side, but flag goes up. Flag goes up. Going to go around the grounds. Connor, what's the score in the Central Coast Mariners Western City Wanderers game? Connor Dawson around the grounds.
It's still currently 0-0 in the Central Coast Mariners versus Western City Wanderers game. 66th minute.
Thank you, Connor. 66th minute there. Now, coming forward, Foyt's looking to get on the end of it. Can't quite get on the end of it there. Farinella does well to tidy up. And now drops short. Monge wins it. Ortiz, Monge comes again. He's got Ortiz going through the middle. Can he stay on side here? Ziggy Gordon gets a great touch in there. Ziggy Gordon tracked the run really well, using all of his experience. A nice little pass in there from Monge breaking away. Ortiz making the run. Gibson coming out to close down the angle. And, we're going to have another corner. It was near post in the first half. It's been mostly back post in the second half. As Sean Simmons jogs across to take this corner. Sean Simmons with the what looks to be the Olympic under-20s there, not making it easy for him. Now, Simmons floats it into the near post this time, but the wind just catches it. I just mentioned the wind there earlier. The wind is getting a little bit stronger. And just caught the ball there by the looks of things. Sean Simmons took that corner, and now Donachie will bring the ball out from the back. He's played it forward again for Foyts. They're going to get on the end of it, but the imperious Floatman is there, winning the ball well. Plays it forward, looking for Ortiz, but only finds O'Toole. Laban O'Haliti looking like he's going to go to his bench again. And it is Thomas Whiffen by the looks of things. He's going to be making his way on in the number 6 jersey. Ball played forward again for Foyts. Just cannot get on the end of the ball here. And without the foil of Demi in this second half, he's looked a little bit less dangerous. Now Farinella beautifully switches the ball out to that far side. Spotted Jordan in a lot of space. And Jordan now coming forward carefully. Drops it outside for Simmons, and Simmons drops it back inside for Jordan. Jordan then around the outside for Simmons. Simmons plays it in low. Ortiz lets it run. Farinella with the shot. Just over the bar. Beautiful interplay there from APIA Leichhardt. And we're going to have a double substitution here. It is Thomas Whiffen who's going to be coming on in the 6th jersey. And the youthful sensation Max Court, 16-year-old, who's going to be coming on. So it's Whiffen who comes on. And, just confirming who is coming off in the number 17 jersey. It is Josh Hong who is making his way off. And it is Presley Ortiz who is going to be making his way off for APIA Leichhardt. And Max Court, teenage sensation, Max Court in the 14 jersey, who is making his way on. 71 minutes gone. Marconi really needing a favour now from Olympic. You'd imagine they've got to score rather quickly. And Max Court, will he have himself some opportunities to get on the score sheet? Farinella outside for Simmons. He's got Jordan in the middle. He's got Denmead in the middle. And he's got Court in the middle. The ball miraculously stays in play there and ricochets around. Whiffen is on the ball. Finds Ziggy Gordon. Don't think you get the sun in your eyes that often like this in Scotland, where Ziggy Gordon is originally from. But it does appear to be troubling him back there. And Donachie the same, with their hands up, shielding their eyes. And now Parkhouse versus Fong. And, Fong has given it away. Foyts for Whiffen. Whiffen, the challenge comes flying in there from Simmons. Has he injured himself there, Simmons? He's hobbling just a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that as Fabian Monge now digs it inside for Court. But O'Toole is there, shields the ball well. Sean Simmons hobbling around on that far left-hand side. I was at the APIA versus Southern Sharks game a few weeks ago. Picked up an injury in that game and had to be substituted. He was rested recently and then just on the bench rather than starting. Came off the bench today and looks to have injured himself yet again. So we'll keep an eye on that as Ryan Foyts battles manfully. Finds Whiffen. Whiffen for Armson. And Armson now for Clark. Let's go, says Laban O'Haliti, ushering his men forward. Parkhouse drops it in for Foyts. Foyts looking to come back inside, but who else? Floatman is there, and then a beautiful, elegant little touch. Finds Kuda. And Kuda for Monge. An absolute standout performance here from Patrick Floatman. Looking very composed in possession. But, Kurt Ams asking for us to hold up the play there just for a minute. And just looking to see if there's going to be another substitution here. No, he just looked for a moment like he was coming off there. Cameron Fawn gesturing to the bench, but he was just taking the throw in. And he now plays the ball forward. Intercepted well by Donachie. He finds Whiffen. Laban O'Haliti really wanted Thomas Whiffen to switch the ball there. He felt that there was lots of space on that other side. The switch did not happen. And he appeared a little bit exasperated by that. Did Laban O'Haliti. Tells Whiffen now, when you get the ball, you've got to switch it, he says. APIA Leichhardt still maintaining possession. Max Court and Donachie. Court coming short again, as does Denmead. And now Clark falling over. Eddie Kaspers recovers his feet quickest. And he drops it inside now for Farinella, who finds Monge. And Monge spreads it out now for Jordan in the sunshine, out on that far side. Jordan with the shot. Comfortably saved again by Gibson. Made the space for himself really well there to Rory Jordan out in the sunshine on that far side. And Gibson, in transition, finds Clark quickly. He finds Parkhouse. Whiffing again for Parkhouse. Just 2 at the back now for Olympic. It's Ziggy Gordon and it's Donachie who are sitting back. Gordon has it again. And he switches it for Zaricic. Zaricic. Tackle from behind there, Zaricic. He's not best pleased with that tackle, Zaricic. As a little word or two for his, not quite his opposite number, but for his opponent, who's Fabian Monge. The result of all of that, with 15 minutes to go in this game, is a free kick out on that far side. And the ball is going to be floated in. Can Olympic get themselves back into this game? Well, they can't get it over the first defender, who's Eddie Kaspers. Now the ball is played forward. Zaricic looking to get a touch. Needed to get a touch there. Zaricic, and he finds Whiffen. And Whiffen now spreads it to this near side for O'Toole. O'Toole stepping inside court. Does well to hold him up briefly, does Court. And then gets support from Farinella. And the support is a little bit too eager from Farinella there. And again, gives away a free kick, but not a yellow. He seems to have perfected that in the last few weeks. Certainly giving away plenty of free kicks, but not at the expense of a yellow card. Now Clark driving towards that box. Parkhouse, Clark, Parkhouse again, Parkhouse round the outside on his favourite left foot. Cannot get it past Oliver Kalach, who is again really well positioned at his near post there. And now the ball comes forward, but it's intercepted well. .15 minutes to go at Central Coast Mariners, Western City Wanderers. Update from Connor. What's the score there?
It's still 0-0, looking very close.
Still 0-0. The tension is rising. My assistant here, Connor, is keeping a close eye on that one for me. And keeping a close eye on things is Max Court. Max Court down the middle. Can't quite get there. Well, the ball is still there for APIA. Chance to drive in the shot. Great recovery there from Jack Gibson. Well, from an Olympic point of view, all seemed lost. Jack Gibson to the rescue. Max Court bearing down on goal, supported by Alex Denmead. And Marconi stay alive in the battle for second. But as things stand, APIA Leichhardt will finish in second place on the ladder. They will avoid the dreaded midweek showdowns, and they will move straight to a home preliminary final next weekend. They would play the highest ranked winner, I should say. And Spirit FC would play the lowest ranked winner. Now, Court driving it towards the box. Court flicks the crossover. Doesn't quite find Denmead initially, but he works hard to get it back. And he now finds Jordan. Jordan driving it towards the edge of the box. Thompson sticks out a leg there, does really well. Now, Vakis looking to drive into space. Vakis. He's got Simmons there in close proximity. Little exchange of passes. Vakis gets it again. Jordan is there again. Is there a touch on that? Referee says yes. Just a little touch there. Sean Simmons thinks no. But, referee says yes. Let's bring it back for a throw-in. And so, as things stand, Mount Druitt will be relegated. Western City Wanderers will be in the playoff, and Central Coast Mariners will be safe. That is as things stand at the moment at the bottom of the table. At the top of the table, as things stand, APIA Leichhardt will finish second, and Marconi will finish third. But Sydney Olympic might have something to say about that. Going around the outside, Parkhouse. Excellent tackle. Again, as there has been so many times, been a great battle down that left-hand side. But Fong was battled manfully. And so, a corner kick. 10 minutes or so on the clock. 10 minutes or so on the clock. Taken short for Clark. Clark flicks it in Flicked away though, and Max Court picks it up, and well, he had Sean Simmons in a lot of space there beside him. He is an inexperienced player, of course. Max Court, only 16 years of age. Simmons was just looking for the short dinked pass, and Max Court chose to play it long. And possession turned over to Olympic. They've played it forward. Kuta is there, drives it back towards halfway. Bounce just evades Rory Jordan. And Whiffen, is he caught in possession there? Whiffen, he is indeed. And it's Kaspers. Kaspers looking to play it through. Kaspers and Denmead looking to connect there. Can't quite do it. Max Court was in a bit of space. And last chance saloon here from a substitutions point of view. And Western Sydney Wanderers, well, we've got reports of a goal here. We'll just keep a close eye on this for a moment. Reports of a goal for the Wanderers. And the Wanderers have scored. It is 1-0 to the Western Sydney Wanderers. We'll bring you that score in just a moment. As the ball is played in. Well, the ball is played in there, and a terrific chance for Eddie Kaspers. And it is Lual with the goal for the Western Sydney Wanderers. Lual has scored. Western Sydney Wanderers move themselves up the table. It is Central Coast Mariners 0, Western Sydney Wanderers 1. And we're going to have a substitution here. We're keeping an eye on everything for you as best we can. And it's Sam Bosniak who's going to be coming on in the 28 jersey. And it looks like Thomas Whiffen, is it, who's coming off? It is indeed. Our substitute is himself substituted. He'll be disappointed with that, I'm sure. Thomas Whiffen substituted on. And, in the number 28 jersey, Sam Bosniak is on. And game turning a little bit scrappy here at Belmore Oval. Some Olympic fans just making their displeasure felt at the way this game is panning out. As you might be able to hear in the background. So that's Sam Bosniak on in the 28 jersey, and Thomas Whiffen. He didn't switch the ball when Labado Haliti really wanted him to, but there's lots of space in front of him. He wasn't best pleased with it. And Haliti has made the substitution. Now Max Court. Max Court dropping it back for Monge. Monge can't quite get hold of it. And it's Foyts. Foyts, what can he do? He's driving forward now, Foyts, with Parkhouse outside him. Switches it for Parkhouse. Looking to get it back. Parkhouse floats it into the back post. Vakas is there. But so is Sean Simmons. Vakas again, battling with Sean Simmons. Vakas gets a touch. Does well. Holds it up for Bosniak. And he drops it back for Zoricic, who in turn for Clark. Is Clark fouled by Jordan? He is. But he plays on. Beats a second. And a third. Seth Clark. Parkhouse with a chance to shoot. Brings it back onto his less favoured right foot. Parkhouse drives it in. It's his very much less favoured right foot. The shot comes in, and it's Oliver Kalash who picks it up comfortably. Less than 10 minutes to go now. And it's still Mount Druitt in spirit. Sydney FC and Rockdale at 2-2. But that is not really having much bearing. On the score, but still 1-0 here. As Olympic looking to break forward. Vakas just can't hold up the ball. Sean Simmons gets it from him and gets it again. And it's Eddie Kaspers. Kaspers out to this near side for Fong. Fong can't quite get on the end of it, Fong. Was Donachie. Plays it back for Gibson. Gibson for Ziggy Gordon. Really struggling with that sun in his eyes, Ziggy Gordon. Battling away there, Rory Jordan down below us. They can't seem to get the ball forward. Less than 10 minutes to go. They are trying desperately to get the ball forward, but they are being repelled at every endeavour. Pressing high now are Monge. And also Denmead in the 30 jersey. And now Clark. Seth Clark drops it off for Parkhouse. Parkhouse back again for Clark. Clark Kasper's pressing, but pressing a little bit too much. Is Eddie Kaspers. Labano Haliti getting himself involved in the game, dropping the ball back in. And Druitt still 1-1 against Spirit FC. Central Coast Mariners still trading 1-0 to Western Sydney Wanderers. And now Olympic looking to get themselves back into this. A few mazy runs the last few minutes. Cut out again. And it's Kaspers. Kaspers is spaced out in front there. No flag. Ziggy Gordon looking for a flag, but none coming. And APIA Leichhardt looking to slow things down now. Dropping the ball back off for Jordan. For Simmons. Simmons for Kaspers. Kaspers for Jordan. And in for Monge. Really playing the possession game here really well. Farinella. And drops it out for Floatman. For Fong. For Court. And Court can't quite hold the ball up. And now Clark. He's looked very lively these last 5 or 10 minutes. Driving forward with the ball at his feet. And, looking to switch it there. Bosniak. And we've got a penalty, have we? A penalty. Western Sydney Wanderers have got a penalty to make it 2-0. We'll keep a close eye on that. Bosniak now with the ball at his feet. Finds Donaghy. Back inside for Armson. Here comes the penalty. And it's 2-0. 2-0 for the Western Sydney Wanderers over the Central Coast Mariners. They are looking comfortable now. And who's got the goal there? Connor, bring us the update on the goal scorer.
In the 84th minute, Abdul Rahman scored the penalty.
So Abdul Rahman, thank you, Connor. Abdul Rahman with the goal there. 2-0 now for the Western Sydney Wanderers. They look like they have cemented their place in the division. Great scenes of celebration. There's a decent-sized contingent there from Western City Wanderers who've travelled to the Central Coast. And they are winning 2-0. Mount Druitt and Spirit still 1-1. And still 1-0 here to Apia. A very scrappy goal in the 17th minute is the only difference between the two sides here. And they are really looking to take the pace out of the game now. Spraying the ball around, switching it from left to right. Max Court now looking to get inside the box. Court looking to go outside Donaghy. Oh, a little tug of the jersey there. But, nothing doing, says Kurt Arms. And we're going to have ourselves a goal kick. So, as things stand, Mount Druitt, they will come last, 22 points. Western City Wanderers, they will be safe. And Central Coast Mariners will go into the playoff. They're stuck on 23 points. But if Mount Druitt can get themselves a goal against the Spirit, then they will get themselves out of trouble. We might switch to that game. I'm just giving some instruction to Connor beside me here. We might just keep a close eye on that Mount Druitt Spirit game, as this game is fizzling out somewhat. Olympic don't really seem to be committing many men forward. And APIA Leichhardt appear content to play the ball to feet and to pass the ball around. And so from a Marconi point of view, it looks like Marconi are going to have to be content with third place. APIA Leichhardt looking very, very comfortable. Of course, a draw is all they actually need here. A draw is all they need to cement that second place. And it will take an absolute miracle for this game to end in anything other than an APIA Leichhardt win. A draw is probably the best that Olympic can hope for. Now, Jordan drives it across the face of goal. Away and wide. He's made all the substitutions he can. Labano Haliti. There is not much more he can do to try and get Olympic back into this game. A little bit of grumbling discontent, you would have to say, from the assembled Sydney Olympic fans. And of all things, the stream has dropped out in the Mount Druitt Spirit game, but it's back now, keeping a close eye on that game. As Donaghy now is on the ball. Can they get themselves back into this? There's been lots of late goals in Olympic games of late. But, mostly they've been conceding those late goals. 3 late goals conceded in their last 4. And we've just had a disallowed goal for Mount Druitt, Connor tells me, in that game. Disallowed goal for Mount Druitt. Now, O'Toole driving in towards the box. O'Toole can't quite find a player in a dangerous position. He got it to feet. of Ryan Foyts, but Foyts could not turn. But, speaking of turn, they've turned it over now. Armson, just on the edge of the box. Jack Armson. Terrific tackle coming in there from Michael Kuda. And now a chance to break. Max Court. He's got half the field in front of him to go into. Max Court steps inside nicely around Bosniak. Foyts chasing back. Foyts does well, but so does Court. Lovely skills. Well, he had support there behind him, and Eddie Kaspers looked to drop off a rather cheeky back heel there, did Max Court. But, couldn't find a teammate. We play on, about to enter the 90th minute. 3 minutes. 3 minutes of injury time to be played. Thank you to Jackson Tippett. 3 minutes of injury time to be played. And Marconi, 3 goals to the good, but those 3 goals are probably not going to be enough to get them up into second place. Foyts, he's worked so hard this afternoon in tandem with Clark. They're still battling, still trying to get themselves back into this game. Bosniak loses possession and then has to commit the foul. Less than 3 minutes to go here. Less than 5 minutes to go at Mount Druitt at Popendetta. It doesn't appear as though we will have a grandstand finish in this game. But as Brian Clough once said, it only takes a second to score a goal. But, they just don't appear to be that motivated to drive forward to get the 2 goals that would be needed from a Marconi point of view. And of course, APIA Leichhardt out on that far side, taking their time, draining every second. 1 minute of the 3 already gone. As we can see, the MacArthur side and the Sydney Olympic women's sides making their way across. Their warm-up complete over at Peter Moore, and they're heading across now to play on this field. As Floatman, a little slip from Floatman. Recovers his feet really well as Parkhouse came looking to pick up the crumbs. And he finds Monge. Option there for Max Court, but in the 91st minute, Fabian Monge, using all of experience, just drops it off for Floatman. Now Floatman does slip. And Parkhouse comes away. A second slip from Floatman. Parkhouse driving towards the edge of the box. Foyts looking to chest control the ball there for Jack Armson. It would have been pretty spectacular stuff. And, not able to find a teammate there. Just 1 minute to go here. And just 3 minutes or so to go at Popendetta Park. APIA Leichhardt just looking to run time off the clock here and secure a well-deserved second place finish, which means they will get a week off, or a midweek off I should say. They will play next week. But, they get the midweek off and then play a team that has played what will no doubt be a very challenging game midweek. And then they get to face them at Lambert Park next weekend. A glance down at the watch again from Kurt Arms. The game, in summary, both teams huffed and puffed, but nobody really able to blow any houses down. The main difference between the two teams, some very dangerous in-swinging corners into the near post from APIA Leichhardt, one of which gave them a goal. And as Kurt Arms points to the centre circle, the season comes to a conclusion. Certainly for Sydney Olympic it comes to a conclusion. It will still continue for APIA Leichhardt. They have won here by 1-0 in a very scrappy affair. They finish second on the ladder. They will go straight to a preliminary final where they will meet the winner of one of the 2 midweek clashes. Season is over for Sydney Olympic. They will play in the Australian Championship in a couple of weeks' time. It's fizzled out a little bit this game, but we leave you now from Belmore Oval with the home side 0, the away side APIA Leichhardt 1. David Feeney along with Conor Dawson, my assistant for today, wishing you a very good evening. Good evening.